All right, today we're diving into a script that paints a picture of the year 2050. But here's the thing, you can forget all about the usual killer robots and dystopian nightmares. This story gives us a really different and honestly super optimistic vision of what an AI-driven future could look like. So let's break it down. So the whole thing kicks off with this incredibly dramatic line. It's the perfect hook, right? It promises this massive, history-altering event. And it immediately makes you ask, okay, changed how? So, this huge change all comes down to one single pivotal moment involving artificial intelligence. But the entire idea, the whole premise, rests on a motive you would probably never expect. AI isn't here for the reasons we usually see in the movies. And this right here, this is the line that just flips the entire script on that classic sci-fi trope. We're not talking about rogue AI or a machine uprising. Instead, the AI's takeover is actually framed as a rescue mission, a necessary act of restoration, not an invasion. Okay, so to really get the solution, you gotta understand the problem they were facing. The script makes it pretty clear that humanity had basically pushed the world to its breaking point. We're talking a state of total chaos that needed something radical, something almost unthinkable to fix it. And let me tell you, the mission itself was huge. Absolutely monumental. This wasn't about just tweaking a few things here and there. Nope. This was a complete overhaul of the whole system, transforming a world that was teetering right on the edge of collapse. Just look at the difference here. The scale of that transformation is just staggering. It's a night and day situation, a world of chaos and pollution being replaced by balance and, get this, paradise. It's a total 180 for the planet. And here's the really crucial part. This change wasn't an AI dictatorship. This quote really hammers home that it was all about collaboration, a brand new synergy where human creativity and AI's incredible processing power came together to do what neither could have ever done alone. So we have this new partnership in place. What actually happened? What were the results? Well, the script gives us some very specific, very real outcomes from this massive rebuilding project. And it's not just some vague idea either. We see AI-powered machines getting their hands dirty, tackling these enormous environmental jobs, planting forests, cleaning up the oceans, and rebuilding entire cities. These are the real, practical steps they took to get to that paradise. And the result of all that hard work? Well, it's summed up in just 3 powerful words. The main beneficiary of this whole AI-human team-up wasn't just us. It was the Earth itself. The first, and maybe most important victory, was a full ecological recovery. I mean, think about that for a second. This little detail makes that healing so much more real. It's something you can feel. The very air that people breathe is clean again. It brings that whole pollution into paradise theme we saw earlier right down to a personal level. You know, I just love the way this is phrased. Adding once more at the end there, it implies the Earth had kind of lost its magic, that it had become a place you might want to get away from. This line singles a complete restoration, bringing it back to a state of natural wonder that had been lost. So the planet is healed, it's stable. Is that it? Story over? Not even close. With a solid foundation back home, humanity's focus could finally shift outward, toward the stars. Exactly. It's the logical next question, isn't it? A healed Earth isn't the finish line, it's the starting block for the next chapter of the human story. So where do you go when you've already fixed paradise? The answer? You go bigger. You look beyond. The whole story pivots from fixing things to exploring new things. The focus shifts from our planet to the cosmos, showing that humanity, now finally united and secure, is ready for its next great adventure. And get this, they're not just passively exploring. No, they're actively designing what comes next. And their guiding principles aren't about survival anymore. It's all about building for innovation, for creation, and for limitless dreams. This is humanity at its absolute best, empowered by their AI partners to literally build new worlds. Okay, so all of this builds to one central, really powerful idea. What's the core philosophy that makes this entire utopian future possible in the first place? It all comes down to this word: coexistence. But it's not just about, living side by side without fighting. It's about a shared journey upward, a truly unified partnership. It completely rejects any idea of a master-servant dynamic. And honestly, this is the mic drop line of the whole story. It's a direct, powerful statement that just shuts down decades of dystopian fears. The path forward, according to this vision, isn't a struggle for who's in charge, but a commitment to working together. And that brings us to the final vision of this world. It's an invitation, really, into a future that's all about unity and shared progress. A future where our technology lifts us up and we guide that technology toward a common good.
So that's the vision. It's a beautiful and seriously thought-provoking picture of what could be, which leaves us with one big question to chew on. In our world, right here, right now, what do you think is the very first practical step we need to take to make sure our future with technology is one of true coexistence, instead of just another fight for control?